Heat level entertainment. I am a boss, took me some time. Been on my hustle, been on my grind. What was you thinking? That I was lying? Though you was watching, missing the signs. Y'all, what's up? Y'all know what's going on, man. This is Heat Level Radio, Heat Waves Show. What's going on, man? So y'all already know, man. I got my mans here, Mr.
West. You know what he is,
Mr.
back
West.
in the building with it.
And if y'all don't hear the song that we kind of playing in the background, man, we got an artist here. They a band, by the way, but we got one of them here today, the lead singer of the band, Desember. And it's not with a C, it's with a S. So I'm going to let him introduce himself. This is going to be the first interview with the first artist on Heat Level Radio. So
that's right. That's right. Yourself. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Zach Jenks, here with Desember representing. And yeah, excited to be here, excited to be on your show. Thanks for putting me on, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No doubt, man. Hey, look, what we trying to do is do some things for the independent world, for independent artists, man. Y'all independent artists, y'all need to come to Heat Level Radio, man. We got you. We do have you. Best believe that. So y'all know what? I want y'all to just feel this real quick. Y'all hear that? Okay, then. We're going to welcome Zach from Desember to the podcast. What's up, Zach?
Nothing much, man. Just hanging out. Excited for the show this weekend here on the 30th. And excited to be there, representing, the West. Our band Desember, originally from Aurora, Oregon, moved out here to Nashville about 2 years ago. And so we've just been making moves, trying to, play some shows and build a fan base and just get connected into the Nashville scene. Absolutely love it. That song that you just played, Falling Down, is actually one of the first tracks that we recorded out here in Nashville at Addiction Sound Studios.
Okay.
And we had an absolute blast. One of the top-notch studios. They did a ton of great, recordings there. Lots of big names, household names have recorded that studio. And we had a connection that kind of opened that door for us. And it was really cool. That studio, the piano that my brother's playing in the background that you can hear, and I'm on acoustic, was actually the piano that Journey, the rock band, toured with.
That's what's up.
They've had that piano in their arsenal, and they toured all over the world with it. And it's really cool because they built Addiction Sound Studios around that piano. It's kind of sacred.
Oh, okay.
And so when we got in that studio, I don't know if it's just the energy of just, what we felt, but we just knew it was a good fit. And so we got in there and it was like magic, man. Grant's in there playing the piano and I'm in the other control room playing the acoustic guitar, and we both have the headphones on and we're listening to each other.
Yeah.
And it was just like a really cool moment to be able to kind of share that. Share that moment and record that song. And we recorded the bulk of it at Addiction Sound Studios. And then we took it back to our home studio and kind of added some of the background guitar that you hear, that like solo guitar, and then some of those more like passionate vocal screams that you hear, towards the end of the song. So it's been a pleasure.
Let me ask you a question. So what made you basically get into music? So originally you're from Portland, Oregon, right?
Correct.
And what was like your first, how did you hit with the music bug, as they call it? Was you just born with it? What was the first band or first artist, first melody that you heard that made you be like, look, this is what I want to do?
That's a great question. I grew up with it really early on. My dad is a classical performer, so he plays classical guitar. And so in my family, music was always something that was just kind of a part of the family. So I would, as a kid, I would, go to sleep at night, listen to my dad practicing in the other room. And, I would always go to his concerts. He puts on a concert series in the Portland area called Portland Classic Guitar. And he's been running that for over 30 years. And so I was just kind of immersed in it as a young kid. And my dad actually started giving me guitar lessons. So it really started with guitar for me. That's kind of where I found my strength, and where I really felt called to was just playing guitar. I didn't have quite the patience for classical music.
Hey, man, what's wrong with classical, man?
Nothing's,
it's a little bit of it. It's a little slow. It's a little, but classical work.
It's tough. You have to have the discipline to, read music.
You gotta be quiet.
Yeah,
type shit.
yeah, exactly. And I respect people that do that, but for me, I didn't quite have the patience, so I kind of found myself first getting into blues, and I really got into like BB King and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix and some of the OG, yeah, some of the OG guys, like Buddy Guy, and kind of got into blues starting out.
Okay.
And my grandparents on my mom's side kind of helped me get into that as well. He's a big blues fan, big Eric Clapton fan, Joe Bonamassa fan. And so for me, it kind of started off with the blues, learning those licks, learning, those rhythms and everything like that. And then after a while, rock and roll kind of started to pique my interest.
Rock and motherfucking roll.
Exactly.
Check this out right here about rock and roll. Now, you do rock and roll, right?
Correct.
So now I'm about to put you on some history. Now let me see if he know his history. Since we talking to the people and we talking to his live, we want to see if you know your history on rock and roll.
Okay. No promises.
Before it was called rock and roll, the people that did the type of music that was so different, what did they call it before it was called rock and roll?
I want to say rhythm and blues. I want to say it started with. All right, let's see.
Okay, so I want you to go do some research on Muddy Waters.
Yep.
I want you to take it back to Chess Records.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is, it's a movie about Chess Records, and it's called Cadillac Records. Okay. It has Beyonce, Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Etta James.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to go check that out. And it has the guy who I met, who's the first person to give this record to a white VJ. Okay? They were called race records at first.
Okay.
He gave it to the DJ. The DJ played Chuck Berry. And he said, this is too fun to call it a race record. We gonna call it rock and roll.
Wow. Okay.
Chuck Berry was the first artist for the white VJ to introduce rock and roll. Chuck Berry.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that. All right. So
then you got the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley.
Now,
and where
I'm about to throw some history on you on that too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break it down for this guy. Let me get this guy finna learn some history. Now, Elvis Presley stole 90% of his music from black artists. Nothing But a Hound Dog was Big Mama Thornton.
That's correct.
Jailhouse Rock was not his. Also, that I forgot that artist name today. So that's why you hear Eminem say, "Use black music so selfless. Use it to get myself wealthy." Elvis Presley. That's why he talked about Elvis Presley in that.
Wow.
Hey, that's a concept that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they call Elvis Presley the king of rock and roll, but he really was the greatest thief of rock and roll. And the reason being is back then, a lot of black artists' records only played on the black radios. And so Chuck Berry got his stuff stolen by the Beach Boys. As you know that. He ended up getting paid when he was in the 70s. But he got all his stuff from, Surfing USA and all that is Chuck Berry.
Wow.
Yes. So they got sued. Wow. So do your research, they got sued. He got all his money. So a lot of them records, Lil Walter, My Baby, that's Lil Walter, which was stolen by Elvis Presley after Lil Walter died.
Gotcha. Okay.
Chess Records. Go look up Chess Records.
Yeah.
Was owned by a white man who brought a lot of black artists into the game back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Motown. So do your history, learn about it. All right.
I will.
Ray Charles, learn about it. Chuck Berry walked into, because Chuck Berry did country western and they didn't know he was black. Walked in, he said, "I'm Chuck Berry." And he said, "Oh, well, you can't play here. I don't care if you Chuck anything. You can't play." And they had his poster. He was like, "Oh, I need that for identification."
Wow.
Yeah. So,
man, well, I appreciate you. Seriously, I appreciate you going through that because I think that's a lot of like misunderstanding. by the general public, because a lot of people don't realize like that history and where that comes from.
But that's the thing. That's so you do rock and roll. So when you're doing rock and roll and when you learning about the music that you do, you have to know the roots of your music.
Right.
And that's what I get to artists, right? December, that's your band, that's your baby, right? One thing about it is when you sit down and people are asking you, hey, what's your name come from? Who do you look up to? Do you know who was the first to do this? You know? And if you like, I have no clue, you got something that will hit you harder than I did. Right. So I'm trying to educate you. I want to get you so when you do go on the Blick platforms, you can research and you know your history behind that so you can understand. So rock and roll, which they call everything rock and roll now. Hip hop goes in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
Should hip hop go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Of course not. It's not rock and roll. But who am I? Right? Mm-hmm. So rock and roll, what it used to be, how popular it used to be, how are you gonna bring that back? Because bands are kind of like, believe it or not, it's becoming old news to people. Why? Because everybody can get on a software, on a laptop, on this that I got right here.
Right.
They can get on here and make anything you need, do what they can do, and they don't need a band. They own band all in one. So a lot of the rock and the rock and roll and the soft rock, a lot of that, even the alternative bands, Third Eye Blind, the Matchbox 20s, and all that I listened to growing up. It all Green Day and all that, they faded away. Korn and Nickelback, all that. You know, they fade away because the technology. So how are you gonna bring it back?
That's a good question. I think that I don't know. I think that old saying is true. You know, stay true to yourself, and you know, I think that can be appreciated. Bringing that authenticity. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing in, you know, electronic sounds and bringing in, you know, some alternative, you know, synth sounds and stuff like that. And you're right. You know, a lot of what is today is you got solo artists. You know, it's cheaper too on a business standpoint because you just have one artist with a microphone and a backing track. There's no, you know, roadies. You don't have any people got to haul in all this gear and haul it back out. And so you're seeing the solo artist thing become, you know, more popular, you know, thing. And for me, I think how I bring that back is really just staying true to myself and trying to offer what I have, you know, and just write music that comes from me. I think that you can't fake it. You can't try to do something that isn't true to you. And I think for me being a guitar player originally, before I ever got into singing, it's hard for me to, you know, put a guitar sample on when I can play it. It feels wrong. You know, it feels different than what I feel is like truly authentically me, of, you know, singing and playing guitar and, you know, ripping some solos. I feel like that's me. And it might not be huge, popular, mainstream. And I think that I'm okay with that as long as, you know, I'm making music. You know, I heard John Mayer say one time, he's like, I want to make music that isn't necessarily for everybody, but it's everything for that smaller group of people.
And you know what? That's how you get a core fan base.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that? Core fan base.
Right.
You can have 1 million people following you.
Who relates to you?
And only 500 that's really listening to your music.
Right.
Okay. So
yeah,
it's all about your story and who you are. And you got to have a core, 1,000 fans, true fans.
Right.
That can spend $100 with you a month.
Yep.
That's all you need.
Right.
Right. I was like,
yeah.
Let's be honest. Hey, y'all know how much that comes up to, right? You know, we ain't got to do the math.
Right.
Okay. So you can do that and don't have to sacrifice, or what should I say, compromise your music and your image to fit into something that is not you.
Just going back on that track that we were just listening to, you know, there's a sense of authenticity to it. you got the piano in the one room, the acoustic guitar, and then me playing, you know, some backing guitar on top of that. You know, it might not be a huge popular mainstream, you know, top Billboard 100 song, but it's got some real depth to it. And I'm not saying that you can't create that same depth with, you know, a lot of the more, you know, produced songs. You absolutely can. Some of my favorite songs and some of the songs I feel the most were, you know, produced in the studio with drum packs and synths and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like for me, what's most authentic to me, at least now in this stage, is, you know, recording that acoustic guitar and playing some guitar on top of that. So to bring that, going back to your question of bringing that rock and roll back, you know, I think maybe it's less for me of trying to bring rock and roll back, but just trying to make music that's true to me with the inspirations that I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Just make that, you know, authentic, that true. It's music from the ground up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's completely off subject, but it's like what Seth MacFarlane does with Family Guy. You know what I mean? All the music that he has in his show is all real live music. You know what I'm saying? Being played. It's not,
that's just how you do it, man. That's a good way to catch people. But look, we gonna get that was a part one of the interview, man. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play a little music, man. We're gonna get back to part two with the head singer, lead singer of the band Desember. Yo, so what's up, man? That was Rashad. Hit different, man. So look, we back, man. So we letting my mans do a little tuning up on the guitar so he can see we're gonna get him to play a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what he can do. Y'all seeing this, right? We're gonna see what he can do on the guitar. I just want to play a little, you know, a little lick, a little riff or whatever. But we're gonna see how this goes down. He's tuning it up a little bit because I ain't got it tuned up because that ain't what I do. But just letting everybody know, man, he's gonna be performing at the festival. You know, September 30th, you know what I mean, 2023. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna be the Heat Level Radio Music Fest. He'll be opening up, him and his band, December, you know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be pretty dope, man. So what's up?
What's up? Let's see if I can
okay, let's see what he can do.
I'll do a little Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, dog. So look, man. Y'all look, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Before we start playing, this is the first interview. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We got the head singer of Desember, and he's finna play us something on a guitar I bought, and I ain't played it once. Here you go. All right. Let's do it.
Well, she's walking through the clouds, circus mind running wild, butterflies and zebras, moonbeams and fairy tales. That's all she ever thinks about. Riding in the wind. Little something. You guys are gonna have to come out to the show on Saturday, September 30th, to hear an in-tune guitar and some more, you know, rock and roll and some blues. So really excited. Thank you, Joaquin. Thank you, Heat Level Radio, for putting me on, man. Super excited to be here and excited for this show. There's gonna be 30 artists performing. One of many, you know, great, talented, independent artists. And so, yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to be here. This is what Nashville is about. I was just talking to this, you know, about this with my old manager. Is Nashville is about the underground, independent, talented artists and helping that community grow into being, you know, something great. And, you know, not really, you know, I think I want to try to get away from the cover scene and playing, you know, cover band stuff and cover music. And it's really about just helping, you know, cultivate and create that community and help these independent artists rise. So that's why I love so much what Wykeem is doing here. I love Heat Level Radio, what they're all about, and trying to help these independent artists rise.
Yes, yes, man. That's the best thing to do, man, is let the independent roll. You know what? I'm glad that you got the out-of-tune guitar. Let me ask you a question. You like Leonard Skinner?
Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying, can you play like some?
Oh man, I would need some time to practice that one. I ain't practiced up. I know that's the one thing that usually people say when you're playing a live show is like they'll be like Freebird, you know, they'll be like play Freebird, but I definitely need some more.
What have you practiced on?
Not Leonard Skinner. Not Leonard Skinner. Not enough at least to bust it out.
Oh, I tell you, man, go play a Slash solo.
Oh shit.
a Jimi Hendrix solo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I heard a little bit right there. So, but no.
It's pretty dope what you do, man. I think having a rock and roll band at this festival is gonna be pretty dope. It'll be hey man, you open it up, man. This is gonna be you're opening up at a festival that's gonna have different genres of music. And you want to know something? You are the only rock and roll band. So you gotta come with it.
I gotta represent.
You got to.
I have to.
Because they like, we'll be able to hear everything else, but we want to hear what he got.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely been practicing, getting ready for the show, and it's gonna be
don't choke.
We're gonna throw some covers, you know, maybe one cover, but I really want to focus on this show
on your music
to play original stuff. So it's gonna be all brand new stuff. Some songs we're gonna play aren't even out yet, aren't even recorded.
No,
so
that's good.
Really cool.
Man, can you know, you do it at the festival? We say, look, this was played at the festival, and this motherfucker got millions of views.
Can't get more original than that.
Yeah, exactly. You can't.
Exactly.
But let me ask you, so what do you think about where music is today, right? So everybody has their thing about music, right? You know, no matter what you listen to, hip hop, pop, country. You got people complaining that country ain't country no more.
Yeah.
Hip hop is not what it should be. No artists, you know, R&B is not really R&B no more. It's more rap and pop, and you get what I'm saying? So where do you think music stand? Because my opinion, I think music has lost a lot of originality. I think music has lost its own identity as individual artists. Everybody is in a fucking carpool.
Yeah.
And everybody is being like the next person. And I feel like following a trend only lasts so long. But being different is harder to get in the door. But once you get in the door, and people might not like this, but I'm going to keep it real. People like Adele, people like Kanye West. Yes, I'm saying he came in so different and had to fight.
Right.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So what do you think about that? Because you original and you're not following the trend, and you coming in as December, not November, not October, not September. You coming in as a December. Then you got to spell it for people.
I know.
Because people be thinking, damn, this motherfucker is named after the month. No, it's with an S.
Yeah. Well, to answer your question, I think that music, where it stands today, is kind of a little bit all over the place. Like you have artists that are mainstream that are more of influencers than they are musicians, and you have like people that, you know, have that following, and they're capitalizing on that following and creating music that way. But then you also have artists in the mainstream that are,
I don't want to cut you off,
crazy talented.
Hitting that mic.
Oh, sorry. Getting too close to it.
Yeah, it's a condenser mic. So
okay.
These are dynamics why we so close. On yours, you good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got you.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I know I had a white guy coming.
Yeah, right. You had to change it up for the white guy, right? No.
I'm messing with you.
But yeah, no, I think that music is you get a little bit of everything these days. I think that you have, you know, a lot of, you know, talent in the mainstream, but then I think you also have a lot of like, you know, music in the mainstream that maybe is just that, you know, mainstream.
Yeah, mainstream.
And I think that there's also a ton of great independent artists kind of behind the scenes, almost underground, that are like you would never hear of.
See, my thing is this, right?
Crazy good.
Is when you say mainstream, okay? The thing about it is when you say mainstream, nobody thinks good music, right? When you say mainstream, you're basically saying they compromised to get there. And for the most part, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
So the thing is, how as us as independent artists, independent podcasts, independent a lot, how are we gonna bring back that type of element where back then in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, because really, let's be honest, after the 90s, music really just started going, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So how is an independent artist gonna bring the independent scene to the mainstream? So when you say mainstream, like you did in the 80s and the 90s, matter of fact, I don't even think they had that term like that.
Yeah.
Right? It was just like dope music. Like that come out like, oh, there's a new song by this, new song by, you know, Blondie. There's a new song by the Bee Gees. There's a new song by NWA, a new song by Two Live Crew, whatever. It wasn't no, you feel me?
Yeah.
They mainstream music.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
When I think mainstream, I think, you know, Billboard 100, right? You know, that's you know, like top Billboard 100.
Yes.
But what's really kind of cool is, I don't know if you guys heard that song, Richmond, North of Richmond.
Oh, yes.
So what I'm starting to kind of notice is that guy blew up off TikTok and went to #1 on Billboard. And so I think it's a great song, but it's also like, you know, singer-songwriter, kind of you know, independent artist, you know, that had a video go viral and you know, do really well. And so I think because we have access to Instagram, TikTok, you know, YouTube, there's actually possibilities for, you know, good music to reach mainstream, you know. So to answer your question of like, how do we bring that back? I think that you just continue to write good music and continue to, you know, put yourself out there, you know, and you're authentic to yourself, you know, in the music that you're making. It really can reach a live audience because of the tools that we have available to us today.
Well, let me ask you this, because you see people that do go viral and they don't know how to capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say to that? Like, they're hitting it, but they don't know because they're not going out there to just get noticed there. Like, they doing it because they love it.
Yeah.
And when they do, they don't really know how to capture it.
They usually don't got the right people around them helping them out, getting the right word in their ear. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to fuck some shit up yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have that other mind that's really, no, look, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to get, you know, together. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing it by yourself, it's like you got this, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna fuck up on one aspect, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you got a good team, somebody, you know, that you trust in your ear.
Well,
then
would you be good? Let me ask you this. I'll tell you this, because you know you got TikTok, like we was talking about. Matter of fact, let's end the part 2 of this, and I'm gonna get back in on part 3. So hey, look, man, it's we're gonna end it on part 2, man. We'll be back with part 3, man, with the head, or should I say, lead singer of December. Yo, what's up, man? We are back with the head, or should I say, the lead singer of December, man. And we are back with part 3 of the interview, man. This will be the final part of the interview, man. I'm sorry it has to end. But nigga got shit to do. No, just
well, I appreciate you having me on here, man.
No doubt. So what I was gonna get to before I was rudely interrupted for me having to go to a commercial break. Uh, but so what I was gonna say is, so in this day and time of music, there are TikTok stars, there are YouTube stars, there are Facebook stars. Well, are they Facebook stars? I guess no, not really. It's like TikTok, YouTube, right? Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, Facebook, Instagram, same shit, in a way. But the thing is this: would you be more comfortable? No, I ain't gonna use the word comfortable. Let me take that word back. I'm gonna say, would you be okay with being a TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube star, but you're December? So you are known for YouTube, like you got YouTube rappers, as they call them. That's what they do in their YouTube. You got a guy that's on TikTok. All he does is rap on TikTok. The guy that rhyme words. He'll get a word and he'll rap it and treat him. Right. You got them that are stars that are making money and all that. If December, say you started doing that and something goes viral and then people just started looking at you as the TikTok band Desember. Like, Desember, man, that's the famous TikTok band. Would that bother you? Would you be like, oh my God, or would you embrace it and be like, well, fuck it, we are Desember, the TikTok band?
That's a tough question. It can be tough because it's like you're known for, something that you and I were talking about earlier,
yes.
About that branded fame.
Yeah.
You're famous because of blah,
TikTok,
blah, blah,
yeah.
right? TikTok, fill in the blank, and so like it can be tough, but I've seen through that artists eventually break out of whatever that is. So let's say you got a video that goes viral on TikTok, for example. I've seen artists that have that happen to them. Then they use that audience and they start doing live shows. And then pretty soon they have such a big following online that people are showing up to those live shows because, they saw them on TikTok. Or they saw him on Instagram,
Caitlin, just like Matt Rife, the comedian. I actually saw him live before he ever blew up on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah. At Zany's.
So you get a little bit of that, like, branded fame for maybe a little bit. But I think if you, are true to yourself and you use that audience and not sit on it, but actively use that audience to book live shows and start doing some bigger things, you can break out of that. A great example is Greta Van Fleet. They had a video blow up on YouTube. I think it was Highway Tune. And they used that video that went viral and they started using that audience to open up for even bigger rock and roll bands. And then pretty soon they're selling out Red Rocks in Colorado. Yeah. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think that it's all about balance. I think it's about staying active on social media, hustling, promoting your name, getting quality content to, do music videos and use little snippets on, those platforms in continuity with doing live shows and going out in your community and doing a festival show, doing a bar gig, and kind of it's tough because as an independent artist, your hands are in so many different pockets.
Yes.
You got to be able to balance between, all right, I promoted this video this week and then I got a show on Saturday. And I think there's a healthy balance that you have to kind of get to. So to answer your question, I think there would be a little bit of like
it'll piss you off.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you're a smart artist, you go, okay, so that happened. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that following and I'm going to start booking shows and I'm going to go on tours.
Well, if you look at it this way too, is some people can have so much of a following, then, they book a show, nobody comes, right?
Yep.
So you thinking like, okay, you can kind of differentiate, as I was going to say, from where your stardom really is. Right. Because if you're going on TikTok and YouTube and IG and people like loving your content, they really fucking with you, then you go off that. You go do book a show here, you book a show here, and nobody comes.
Yeah.
That should tell you are a TikTok star.
Right.
like that's your platform. You got introverts that don't go out. Faceless YouTube channels. or introverts that actually do show their face, but they don't do seminars. They don't do that because they base is on the computer.
Yep.
They do it online. They do their free webinars. They do all that, and they do it from the comfort of their own home.
And I've seen that happen. I've seen artists on Spotify have 1 million streams, 300,000 streams, but when they do a live show, no one's there.
No one's there.
And I've seen that happen. And that's why I think you have to have balance between doing live shows, putting yourself out there, and also
But the thing you say it'd be hard, but just think about this. Would you know what, man? I'm probably finna give out some gems right now. And I think y'all motherfuckers out there probably gonna take your shit and say, damn, I didn't think of that. But I'm about to throw some fucking gems right now about how y'all can really get recognized. And this is something that I thought about doing. So if y'all take my idea, I'm suing y'all ass because look, this shit is stamped. But anyways, what if you set up in your house, in your garage, in your band? I'm gonna tell you who's doing this right now. He's a hip-hop artist. He goes by Lil Russell. Go research him. He does concerts in his backyard.
Okay.
That's what he does. You know what I'm talking about? He done had artists that are signed in his backyard under his, what they call him, Paloga. What they call them damn thing? Starts with a P.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's the.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But, and he built it and he does it in his backyard. He has 200-300 people in his backyard still in where his mom stay, not a fancy neighborhood and all that. And he sells it out in his backyard. Who did that? Who does that? He took that. I used to think of that and I saw him doing it. I said, oh man, he really doing it. Concerts in his backyard, selling out.
Yeah.
In his backyard. What if you thought of that same aspect?
Take it back to that garage.
And you take it back to the garage. You already know what I'm about to say. And you use it and you blow and you do your thing. And you go to garage and y'all say, we performing Friday. You already know YouTube live. Y'all know it's going down an hour. And to get on this is $15. Do you know you will make way more of an impression in dent? And we ain't gonna even talk about the money. If people follow you way more on social media, you wouldn't even have to step out.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
People will watch you. Your whole performance, and we found out how good that was during COVID. They will watch you. That's why everybody became like home base and working remote now. They will watch you because they ain't doing nothing else.
Right.
So it's like, I like this band. I flip through YouTube for a fucking hour. I'm gonna watch my favorite band for an hour, and they will watch you.
Yep.
You might come to their city and they don't want to go because they don't want to be around people.
Right.
They're like, nah, it's too much. It's going to be traffic. It's going to be all this. I don't even want to deal with that. Right? I'm going to watch it from the house. It's way more people watching the Grammys than at the Grammys. It's way more people watching the football games that's not at the football games. Listen, take that page. Think about what I'm saying. More people will watch you than go see you. You thinking that, okay, I go out and do this concert, fuck up my vocal cords, fuck up everything, mess with my body. Russ said it the best, the hip-hop artist. He said, I spend so much money going on tour. I just record, put it out, bam, y'all, I'm on YouTube, and they gonna watch me.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're gonna watch my whole concert.
Yeah.
They don't gotta be there. They're enjoying it from the comfort of their own home.
You're making more money too doing that.
And you make more money.
You're not spending all the overhead costs.
There you go.
All the gear, roadies, you know.
None of that. You at your house making money. And I'm just putting that idea out there for you because I'm thinking about implementing that in the hip hop terms that's never been implemented before. Like, you know, people really did it just for a little bit. Man, that'd be so dope.
Like a real block party.
Yes. And people watching different. Hold on, I'm about to give up too much. Oh no, let me stop for a second. For somebody steal what I'm thinking about doing.
There's somebody in that building.
With a festival, right? Just, you know, just put that out there. So how these other places do, like how the Grammys will say, coming live from Miami, Florida, it's Pitbull. Pitbull ain't even there. They got the cameras go to where he at.
Right.
And people watch it.
Yeah.
All right. I know I'm going to give up too much. I'm glad to say live. But imagine.
I'm glad to say live.
me doing that in the festival form with everybody in the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it'd be like the E-Level Radio Music Festival live on the YouTube channel. We have 70 artists. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because you're going to get way more people that ain't got to fly to where you at. And they can say, dang. So all you got to do is have your setup. When we come to you, bam, you do your show, we come to you, bam, just like they do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like it. And have a whole festival online and reach all these people. Like my YouTube and stuff is growing like crazy right now. Because I post 3 times a day. But imagine that, y'all. I just got 60 subscribers in a week and a half. That's going to go up to 80. It's going to go up to 100. Then next thing you know, I'm getting 100, 200, 300. And all of them will be watching y'all with y'all names on it. They can go look. Think about that. Then y'all will be live on Heat Level Radio, which is an app and is global.
Type shit. Like with the one that you could put a little link, you know what I'm saying, on that day, and they just click on the link and you watch it.
Think about that. That'd shit.
Be crazy.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean?
During COVID, you saw that happen a lot.
Exactly.
During COVID, all the bars were shut down. There was no live shows, wasn't a thing anymore. And I think that, you know, a lot of artists realized, okay, if COVID is, let's say, permanent, right, and we're not going to come back out of this, how am I going to make money as a musician? So they started to do exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then you know what happened? When everything opened back out, they stopped. And revenue went down.
Yeah.
Then it was like, we can't get these shows. We can't get people out. So they start putting 30 people on one show just so artists can get paid. Let me tell you something. Most major artists cannot hold their own. If you ever look at a lot of artists that are performing, they always got a lot coming with them. When is the last time that you just heard an artist say, it is me,
myself, and I,
and I'm about to blow it out the water? I'm going to tell you who did this. And the only reason why he had one artist, and she opened up. Having an open up artist is one thing. Having different artists do the whole thing is different because you're trying to other people in. I went to go see Bruno Mars. He had Ella Mai as his opener. Remember, she was new at the time. Booed Up was real hot. When she left the stage, he did the whole show. When it was over, he said, I brought out a friend. Nobody knew was there. It was Ed Sheeran. We went to that concert. Nobody was there. Let me tell you who else just did this. We went to her concert. Me and my girl, Janet Jackson, at 58 years old. Ludacris came out as her opener. Did his little 5-6 songs. He was gone. And you saw nobody but Janet Jackson for the rest of the show. Them people that can hold their own, the Beyoncés,
right?
Even the Ed Sheerans, even the Taylor Swift, they can hold you. Drake, who's killing.
Every song is a hit.
You know, and then you look at an artist, like you do rock and roll, right? You look at an artist like Drake, who's like the #1 stream artist on Spotify. He's killed everybody on Billboard, all genres. He done beat Michael Jackson out. And he is, I won't consider him a rapper. I don't think he's a rapper anymore. He's just a pop star. He's in a different bracket. Yes, he raps. Yes, he sings. But the reason why Drake is able to last so long is because he doesn't only do one genre of music.
Right.
People got to remember that. Drake will go to hip hop, then he'll go to Afrobeat, then he had a whole R&B album, then he'll go do a pop song, then he'll go do a dance song. Like he goes from the techno,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He does that. That's why Drake is the biggest star right now. That's why no one can beat him on Spotify. And he's 13 years in. Who have you seen? I heard a lot of people talking about it. Who have you seen with a run that long? Number one. Like you haven't seen it in no genre for somebody. Even Michael Jackson, he ran, but then he went down. And, Drake has been doom. Yeah. You haven't seen a run like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's because he's smart. He's using what he got to go here. He's smart. So when you stay in one genre of music, it's hard to stay 13, 14 years with a #1. I can't name one for 34 that's doing that.
Yeah.
It's just because that's hard to do. You can be hot for 4 years. Then, it goes down and you're trying to bring yourself back up. And then sometimes you don't never get back to that pinnacle.
I think too, his collaboration.
Oh,
you notice he'll collab with other artists that are hot.
And yes.
So you'll see him, do his own thing, but then he'll collab with a hot artist and then kind of use that style. And then, that's talent, man. That's artistry. If you can kind of, go
to the young generation. So he keeps himself because he's like my age.
That's
how you stay. Exactly.
Is continuing to not stick in your own lane, but be okay with collaboration's huge.
Yes.
I think that's a huge thing, and that's what I'd try to do out here in Nashville is work with other artists and collab and, hey, let me throw some guitar on your track or let me, do stuff like that. Or
collaboration.
Vocals, that's huge. That's how you stay in the game is by constantly working with new rising artists and new music.
And don't try to be
styles.
like, oh, I ain't going to do that with him because I don't like what he's doing. I want to ask you something else. And then, we go on the He Level Wave show. I'm going to ask you 4 top. We don't do top 5. We do top 4. Haters. But anyways, I want to ask you this. If you have a song, are you cool with being a one-hit wonder? And before you answer that, all I want to say is this. A one hit is better than no hit at all. That is what I want to say before you answer this question. But if you come out with a song, it blows up and you can never match it, would you be cool with that? Because there's some artists out right now that have one hit song and it's been 30 years. They still do music and they just cannot hit that song. And people know they song but don't know them.
Right. Man, that's tough. That's a tough question. I think that if I had one song that blew up and then nothing after that, I think I'd be okay with that on the condition that I was continuously working on music. Not, saying, all right, that's it, cash the check and I'm off to the Bahamas. I think if I have that one song that blows up, I want to keep making music because I think if you're a real artist, if you're blood runs an artistry, you got to make music to just Like that's like your bread and butter. That's your water. That's your oxygen.
Like, don't leave no could have been.
Exactly. Like I think if you got that one song that blows up, and let's say nothing ever happens after that, I'm gonna still just be playing. I'll always be playing my guitar, writing a song, singing,
you'll be cool with 15 years down the road. You still, you back in the small bars, and you're like, yeah, I wrote this song 15 years ago, and y'all might remember this. Yeah. The name of this song is called, and everybody like, that was my song.
Right.
You cool with that?
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Because it happens. Yeah. Actually, more than it don't.
Right. I would prefer to not just have one hit, be a one hit. I would prefer to stay in the game, continually have #1 hits, keep making music and keep staying in the limelight. I think everybody would agree with that. But if I had to choose,
I'm gonna beg to differ on you.
You know
what I'm gonna beg to differ on you?
Yeah.
Give me one song. Just give me that one. This is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? This is everybody is still rocking to that.
Right.
When the last time Montel Jordan had a hit? That song? So this is what I said. That was 1994. Like a long time in 94. That's 29 years ago. Or you know what I'm saying? Almost 30 years ago. And that song come on, people still, this is out.
Yeah.
Right? They play that song. I don't care. Party, country, club, pop. It don't matter what genre. You hear that song.
Yeah.
Now, that is what you call iconic. Okay? That's something that nobody has even did a remix that was any good, or some songs you can't even redo. Who's gonna redo Thriller?
You can't.
I'm just saying, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Who's gonna say, look, I'm gonna take on that task. I'm gonna do Matter of fact, can y'all name like really real iconic Michael Jackson songs that anybody can kind of redo?
No.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just sample them, that's it.
Yeah,
all you can do.
That you cannot even say, look, I'm gonna take that on. I'm gonna take that on, and I'm gonna do Beat It by Michael Jackson. You bet not. Talk about I'm finna do Beat It by Michael Jackson. You feel what I'm saying? It's just because the way his voice was, the way how he did his
music. Hear it any other way.
You can't hear it any other way unless you sound like that big black guy that's on TikTok who sounds like Michael Jackson. Like he actually sounds just like Michael Jackson, and he does Michael Jackson songs. That's how he blew up on TikTok. Or the person that dance like, but you can't be a regular singer and be like, okay, I'm finna take on this Michael Jackson. Thriller, they're gonna be like, I don't even think the labels will even let you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like,
find your ass quick.
You're right. But then let's look at the flip side. I can hit you with some history. So you know who Dolly Parton is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know Dolly Parton wrote "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
The original song is from 1972. Dolly Parton. Yes.
Wow.
And the way she sings it, nothing like Whitney Houston. So when you go look into it, and it's like, I will always love you, right? And a little country song. Clive Davis, being the guy that he was, they got that song in the hands of Whitney Houston. Now, if you ever say, I love that song, I Will Always Love You, will anybody say, oh, Dolly Parton?
Hell no.
They're going to say Whitney Houston, because she took that song and made it hers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She took that song and made it hers.
Right.
So you got artists that do that. I'm going to put y'all to I'm going to put y'all on some history right now. You might not know this artist right here. You might do. I don't know. I don't know what kind of black card you got. But like Luther Vandross, most of the songs he sung was covers from Donnie Warwick. They were covers.
That's crazy.
All right. So a lot of artists do a lot of cover music. I'm going to say one thing. It was one, let me take it back about the Michael Jackson. It was one band that did Michael Jackson, and it really wasn't bad at all. Alien Ant Farm. And you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. And he, I don't know. They were the only one-hit wonders, by the way. And it was that song.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hey, that song was their one hit, which was Michael Jackson. So was it really them, or it was really just the way of Michael Jackson? Because they still did it in that,
right?
But different. So you can do that too. You can get a song. I know, like you say, you want to focus on the real music. Nothing's wrong with that. But you can get a song that was written and performed 20 years ago. Because what? Dolly Parton came out with it in 1972. Whitney Houston didn't sing it to like 1992. Damn. Like 20 years later type shit, right?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get a song back from the 80s and make it yours and can push you into a light to be your own artist, because Whitney did it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she took covers and made it her own, and then you don't even know they covers.
Right. Back to the Elvis thing too. You know, a lot of people don't know.
A lot of people didn't know
songs that were
covers. Nobody knew that, right?
Yeah.
He took those songs and made them his own.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as the one-hit wonder thing, I think, my opinion, I think if you get one hit, keep making music. Don't be wrong. But if you get that one hit, you take that, invest that, because that one hit might be who you are. Because you can have 20 modern hits that after that time passed, nobody listens to it no more.
That's true.
So my thing is, if you got 30 songs that was number 1 or number 10 or people that, but then 50 years down the road, nobody listens to you. Nobody like, ooh, who's that? Who's Zach from December? Or who's December? What? Who's that? But don't you want to be, when you're 75 years old and your grandkids is like, I was in the spaceship club, you know what I'm saying? And they was playing your song from 50 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's a totally different feeling. I wouldn't give a fuck.
That's the goal for sure.
Give me that one.
Right.
I don't give y'all ever listen to me, but I know that motherfucker will be played around the world, and my pocket's going to do this, and I'm going to be remembered for that legacy of that song.
Yep.
You only good as your last hit. Right? And what they say, you only good as your last hit. So if you only have one hit, you ain't got to worry about it.
Right.
You got to worry about it. Think about it.
That's true. I like what you said too. Like having that one hit that people still listen to 60 years later on, that's iconic.
You can't beat that.
You know, versus having a bunch of hits that, you know, maybe people don't listen to anymore. That's just a pop star.
Yeah.
But someone who's iconic has a legacy that lives on longer than,
because you can't take this shit with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't. You know what I'm saying? The matter. When did Thriller come out? Before we was born, right? I'm 38. I'm 38 before I was born.
Yeah.
Thriller came out like in 1982, 83, 40, and they people still do the dance at fucking weddings.
I did the dance last weekend at Jason Aldean's, bro. I did. I swear. I was at Jason Aldean's and they were bumping that.
Thriller. Shit.
I swear, bro.
Oh, man.
I swear.
Hey, and every time Halloween come around, they bump Thriller.
Yeah,
every year.
That's iconic.
You know? Right. So, you know, I think at the end of the day, I feel that maybe I'm wrong about you. Maybe I'm right about you. I think that you would rather be iconic and legendary than just an artist that does music.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think I think everyone would agree. Maybe not. Maybe not everyone. Maybe some people are cool with just, playing the same old bar in their hometown.
Yes.
But
yeah, a lot of people.
The fact that I moved out here, says I'm not okay with that. Yeah, right. It says otherwise. It says that I'm trying to do something bigger. And so I'd agree with you, man. But hey, at the end of the day, too, iconic or not, you got to love it. And I don't think you will. Like the amount of, like we're talking about Michael Jackson, the amount of work that he put in, there is nobody that can hold a finger to the amount of work that he put in.
You're right.
And I don't think that you could put in that amount of work unless you absolutely are over obsessed in love with the craft.
The greatest entertainer of all times with the highest selling fucking album of all time. So
yeah,
right. It's like recipe. Yeah, that's but remember this: the greats, the ones that are great at what they do, give their soul to the world, and they give it away before everything else. And most of the greats that are that iconic, like Elvis Presley, they don't live to be old. I know it's fucked up, but they don't.
Legends die young.
They don't.
Yeah.
The Prince,
right?
The Jimmy. I just think about it, man.
The ones that you think like, okay, they done made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they finna be here.
Man,
like
you
Prince,
never.
Like, damn, man.
Now I'm gonna tell you that Prince thing was like, it was just so. It was like people was like it was what? Like so.
It was sudden, bro.
Left field, right? Yeah. And it was like. He was just talking like, and it like, on the Michael Jackson thing, you had like, they think he's kind of getting away, but it wasn't that like that on Prison. So when it came, it just came. And they said he got addicted to the painkillers because of all those years of entertaining, the jumping and dancing and the heels and the crazy stuff. Have you really watched a Prince show? Go look at a Prince show. The man played like 16 different instruments and he taught himself how to play all of them. He's
always got this crazy outfit on too.
Man, have you ever
show?
You talking about a guitarist?
Yeah.
Have you seen him play?
Yeah.
Brother, I got look, let me tell you something. I always like guitars. So I got one. I'm trying to get into it. And so my dad plays guitar. He plays right hand and left hand, by the way. Yeah. So, and piano and drums. So the thing is, I always watch Jimi Hendrix. And I love the way Jimi Hendrix seen him do it with his tongue and, real dope. Chuck Berry, seeing old footage. I've watched Prince play and it's like mesmerizes you. The way he moves his fingers on that guitar when he had that big cymbal.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, and hitting all of the notes. You have to be, you got real good guitarists. You do. But then you have them ones that come along that are just undeniable, man. Like Slash too. Slash, I think Slash had a thing talking about when he met Prince, and he was just like, Slash is good,
right?
And he was just, unbelievable. I love it, and I think it's crazy because you want to see that again, like you want to see that again, but it's like people don't want to play live instruments no more. Like, man? But you want to see somebody that is so crazy on a guitar or crazy on a bass or drum. You want to see that.
Right.
And I just think at the moment, I hope y'all can bring that.
Thank you, man. I hope so too. You
will get better and better.
Yeah.
Trust me. How old are you?
25.
Look, 25. Look, let me tell you something. You 25. Give yourself some more time, man. By 30, you might be hitting that guitar like. I'm
man.
If you fucking saw BB King, we ain't gonna talk about BB King. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't even go. You know, that's just a whole.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole nother Lucille. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother. You get what I mean? But I think, man, if you keep doing what you're doing, I listen to some of your music, and I'm always a realist. I never want to tell nobody a lie. As this moment, could you be iconic? I don't think you could. Okay. Love your music, but I can, listen, like, this is a good song. I don't know what you need to do to it or nothing like that. But I'm like, they didn't catch me like this song.
Right.
But you give yourself some time. I want to see you perform. I don't want to go watch a video perform. I want to see you perform.
Yeah.
And what I will do is I'm going to come in. I'm going to say, I'm like, hey, you were bullshitting. You didn't give it y'all. You didn't leave it out there. If every artist that comes out there to perform knows they're going to die that night, how would you perform?
And that would change it completely.
That's what I'm saying. I tell people.
You would give it all.
Play like you are not going to be here tomorrow.
That's right. That's what you need to do. Play like it's, I always say, play like it's your last show ever.
Yes.
Like this is the last time that you're ever going to step on stage. This is the last time it'll ever happen. Play like that and give it everything.
And you know what this is going to really trip y'all out? They said Prince's last show was fucking amazing. And he died like 3 days later.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? People was like, it was like.
See, he understood that.
Yeah.
He knew that. Not that he knew
they were going to pass, but
he knew that when he was on stage, it was everything that he had.
Yes.
Because he knew that there might be just one person that's their only time that they ever got to see him play. And so he's playing to that one person in that crowd. That's the first and their last ever time seeing him play. So he's giving it everything. And I think that's true for whether you're a singer, rapper, guitar player, piano player, whatever, artistry across the board. It's important that when you're on that stage, you treat it with a level of honor and authority and just give it everything you got. So this weekend, next weekend, man,
you gonna give it everything you got.
I'm gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it.
What you think? You think you gonna bring it on, V?
Oh yeah, no, I know he is West Side kid. You know.
Are you gonna bring it?
I know you're gonna bring it.
No, I got you for real.
Okay, y'all, you know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I might come up with that motherfucker, get on the drums on y'all ass. I'm like, can I play drums?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you should.
Y'all see, y'all see, I got my son one. I might be teaching him. Y'all don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But man, this was a dope interview, man. I think we had a good time, man. We gonna I'm gonna get this out, man. I want people to see stuff we talk about, how white you are on TV.
This is great, man. Thank you for having me.
That light is shining on the left side of your forehead, too.
It's that
I know.
It's that white.
That's that makeup. We got his makeup artist is right behind the camera. Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
She followed me all the way from Oregon.
Oregon, why not? But yeah, I think it was dope, man. And what I want to do is last thoughts on artistry of what an artist should do. Go ahead, OMV.
What you mean what an artist should do?
Period. Your last thought.
Oh, my last thought on what? Well, you got to give it your all, no matter what. You can't stop. You gotta find, that you gotta find that inner strength. You know what I'm saying, and continue. You know what I'm saying, no matter how hard it gets, because you're gonna have rough times. You're gonna have down times. You're gonna have shit that pushes you over. You know what I'm saying. You gotta pick your ass back up. You know what I'm saying. Keep going, and you're gonna find out what it is that you're meant to do in the game. You feel me? You're gonna find out what your niche is. You just gotta take your time, pay attention, and go through all the motions. You feel me?
Okay.
If I could give one thing of advice to any artist out there, it would be to stay true to yourself. There's never gonna be another Prince. There's never gonna be another Elvis Presley. There's never gonna be another BB King. There's never gonna be another,
Kurt Cobain.
There's never going to be another you. And so as an artist, just stay true to yourself and your music might not blow up, hasn't blown up yet, but I truly believe that if you stay true to yourself and write music that's you, that's from your soul, eventually, that will be appreciated, as long as it's, true to yourself and authentic. So that would be my one advice.
Oh, that's good. Then y'all already know, man. What I want to say to y'all is don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. All right. Y'all just keep going. Make it happen. Don't fuck it up. You got one life to live. And trust me, once that's gone, it's gone. So you got to leave a legacy. And the legacy that you leave has got to be something that you are absolutely proud of. And that's real talk. So for everybody, I want December to let them know where to find you on social media.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as just Desember, Desember. And we're on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, all the platforms, just Desember. Type that in. You can follow us, check out our music. We got a lot of brand new music out, and then we're going to be looking at dropping an album here at the end of the year. So definitely follow and stay, up to date on new releases, because we got songs.
He forgot about one platform. He would be on Heat Level Radio. See what I'm saying?
Oh, man. And Heat Level Radio.
Oh, my. Heat Level for everybody.
Well, I know that because they're already following this.
Yeah,
they're watching this.
I know. Y'all make sure y'all download the Heat Level Radio app, man, on your iPhone or your Android Play Store, App Store. Heat Level Radio. That's HEATLEVEL Radio. If y'all know how to spell radio, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay? Spell radio. Y'all know what's going on. Well, we are at the end, and y'all know what? This is my saying. This is Heat Level Radio, the Heat Wave Show. If it ain't heat level, it ain't hot enough. We out. Heat Level Entertainment. I am a boss. Took me some time. Been on my hustle. Been on my grind. What was you thinking? That I was lying? Though you was watching. Missing the signs.